My parents own a little restaurant back in my hometown. The building was pretty old, but they had a lot of regulars. Everyone in town loved that place.
The usual, please.
Coming right up. I basically grew up in that restaurant. When I was in elementary school, I did my homework in the restaurant, and the regulars always helped me whenever Mom was busy. I loved their restaurant. But then, something happened. Recently, someone was spraying graffiti on the shutters. My parents decided to set up some security cameras, but a few days later... Ugh, they got us too! To which I said, let's check the cameras. So we took a look at the security camera footage. It looked like someone from my school. The guy was wearing the same exact school uniform. Mom called the cops right away and handed them the video footage. But then, this led to more trouble. A few days after the incident...
Hey, what the hell is wrong with you, huh?
Some guy came to the restaurant and started yelling. They had no idea who he was. Can we help you?
It was you, right?
What?
My son Seiji's graffiti. Why did you tell the cops?
It was Seiji's father. Seiji was a bad kid in our class. I hated him too. Ugh, so it was him. But I couldn't tell it was him from the footage. And he was always hitting on me.
Hey, let's hang out after school.
Can't. Gotta help my parents.
You saying no to me?
Yeah, I said I'm busy, okay? Get lost.
Whatever. I got plenty of girls. Forget you.
Fine by me. Seiji was like this to all the girls. He was a troubled kid. And he thought he was popular, but most of the girls hated him. And now his father showed up. This can't be good. His dad continued on.
The police are questioning my son. He's terrified. This is all your fault.
So what? Well, he did spray graffiti all over our shutters, so... Shouldn't you be apologizing to us? All we did was set up security cameras and handed it over to the police. He's your son, right? I guess you raised him wrong.
What? He goes to the same school as your kid. What the hell is wrong with you guys? Give a kid a break.
But we had no idea he was your son. How is any of this our fault?
Shut up! He's been studying really hard for college exams, but now he might not get into his first choice school. What are you gonna do about that?
What the hell was wrong with him? He probably doesn't know how long it took us to remove all the paint from our shutters. Also, this old lady in our neighborhood spent an entire day removing the paint off her shutters. But he came back the next day and did it all again. I couldn't believe what he was saying. Like Mom said, he's the one that should be apologizing to us. What's wrong with you? How is any of this our fault? This is Seiji's fault. He's the one that smeared paint all over our shutters. I finally snapped, but then he said something unbelievable to me.
What? This neighborhood is a dump anyways. Someone sprayed some paint. Big deal. Get over it.
We didn't know what to say to him. I mean, the neighborhood wasn't that fancy. But we kept it clean for our customers. And all the shop owners in the neighborhood put their customers first. I wanted to say something back to him, but Mom beat me to it. We all love this neighborhood. We're like one big family. We keep this place nice and clean for our customers. But your son decided to spray graffiti all over the place. And now you're calling this place a dump? How dare you! Apologize to us right now! Mom never got angry like this, but she finally snapped. Seiji's dad flinched for a second.
Ah, shut up! Look at this neighborhood. It's so old and dirty. It is a dump!
He took a step back, but he was still talking crap about our neighborhood. That's it. I've heard enough. Then,
What did you say? How dare you?
it was our neighbors. They must have heard us.
I said this place is a dump!
Said Seiji's dad. Everyone surrounded him.
The buildings may be old, but we all look after each other here. People like you aren't welcome here. Get the hell out and never come back again!
Then, everyone just glared at him. He knew he couldn't take them all on. Finally, he said.
Screw this place!
Then he ran off. A few days later, everyone at the school found out about Seiji. There were a lot of kids from our neighborhood in our class. It wasn't just me. And after what he did to our beloved neighborhood, he wasn't getting off that easy. He was losing friends left and right. A few weeks later, he stopped coming to school altogether and ran off just like his dad. I also heard that Seiji's dad lost his job. Apparently, a big client of his saw the whole thing unfold that day and decided to stop doing business with him. This neighborhood might not be the fanciest place around, but it was a tight community and we all looked out for each other.
Have a good day at school.
How was your day, dear? Anyways, I'm just glad everything worked out. Peace at last. This is Alex and Casey. I met them in college. We were all 29. Alex and Casey went to high school together. They've been together for many years. They were even thinking about getting married soon. In our class reunion last summer, they got engaged in front of everyone. A few months later in October, I got a letter. It was an invitation to the wedding. It was from Alex, so I assumed that the bride was Casey. But it said, Alex and Blair's wedding on the invitation. None of us knew who she was. But then, one of our friends figured it out. Ah, right. Her. But I didn't even know they knew each other. A few days later, I asked Casey what was going on. Turns out things between them were going pretty well until recently. They were engaged and they already introduced each other to their parents. They even bought an engagement ring and started planning their wedding. But one day, she just got kicked out of the house. She had no idea why. But Alex changed the keys before she could do anything. She tried calling him, but no answer. She called the real estate management company for information. But all they knew was that the owner wanted the keys changed. Then he sent all her stuff to her parents' house. And she still couldn't get a hold of him or his family. Casey was devastated. They were both my friends, so this was really upsetting for me. What the hell is wrong with him? Then, I heard Casey passed out at work from stress. She was hospitalized. I went to see her, but she couldn't even talk. She was diagnosed with depression. She had to quit her job because of it. Alex and Blair's wedding was just around the corner. Needless to say, I didn't want to go. I told all my friends everything I knew about what he did to her. But then, Blair, who was also in the group chat, replied,
It's true they were engaged, but he chose to marry me, so that's that. There's nothing to worry about. I hope to see you all there.
Seriously? What's wrong with her? Then she said to me,
You're the one that knows both of us, so I really hope you attend.
I replied, I was friends with Casey, not you. I had no idea about you two. Sorry, but I won't be there. I was pissed at Alex for what he did. But there wasn't much I could do. It was finally their wedding day, but I stayed home. Then I got a text from one of my friends who was there. You were friends with Casey, right? Is that why you didn't attend today? Yeah, what's up? Well, we got your telegram, so I was kinda confused. What? I never sent that! Why the hell would I do that? But it was under your name. I had no idea what she was talking about. I never sent anything. Why would I do that for them? My friend had to attend because she did business with the groom, but the rest of us stayed home. I'm very certain that none of us sent them the telegram. I was so confused and mad. Then I found out the shocking truth. She said Casey was there as a guest. What was she thinking? I was so confused. I called the wedding venue to file a claim, but they said I had to wait for a callback because they were right in the middle of the wedding. I texted Alex and Blair, but nothing. I was getting pretty frustrated. And, according to the telegram, I was their love cupid. I barely knew her. This is ridiculous. I called the wedding hall again the next day. Some other lady picked up. She said she had no idea what I was talking about. I told her to put on the lady that I talked to yesterday. I was so angry. This was all their fault. The lady on the phone didn't sound too happy either. But when I told her that I was gonna call the cops, she started panicking and told me that she'd check with her boss and call me back right away. An hour later, I got a call back. It was one of the managers. According to him, Blair said to one of the staffs,
My friend sent me a text just now. Can you read this along with the telegrams?
So they did. That's probably why my friend thought I sent them a telegram. After they explained everything to me, they apologized. I didn't send her a text, but I realized that this wasn't their fault, so I said thank you and hung up. They sounded pretty relieved. After that, I called Alex and Blair and talked to them. Soon after, I got a call from Blair's parents and Casey. Casey and her parents were now suing Alex and Blair. No surprises there. Everyone was really looking forward to their marriage, so they were furious at Alex. She should sue him for marriage fraud and take everything if you ask me. Even though he was engaged to Casey, Alex was cheating on her the whole time with Blair. Then he dumped her at the last minute and got married to Blair at the wedding hall he originally booked with Casey. And Blair knew this, but she said,
It was true love, so I thought everyone would understand.
That's why she still invited all her friends. How dumb is she? Needless to say, nobody showed up to congratulate her on the wedding day, so she made up some fake letter and made it look like her friends were happy for her. Also, Casey was there with her lawyer. This scared them pretty good. Anyways, Alex was such a jerk. I still couldn't believe all the horrible things he did. How can you do that to someone you love, you know? And Blair's parents called me to apologize. The manager at the wedding hall told them about what their daughter did. They were shocked to hear about all of this. Afterwards, they paid me for damages to make things right. Casey's lawsuit against Alex was still ongoing, but she had a solid case against him, so it was just a matter of time. He was also under investigation for marriage fraud, so he had no time to enjoy being a newlywed either. And he had to deal with Blair's parents, his parents, and Casey's parents as well. Looks like he was screwed. Oh well, good riddance. And Blair is screwed too. She probably thought everything worked out, but when her parents and her relatives found out about what she did, they tore her apart.
You're not marrying him! We won't let you! You're a terrible human being! Shame on you!
Like the saying goes, what goes around comes around. 5 years later, I got an invitation for a wedding. It was from Casey. What she went through was hell. But I guess she finally met someone nice. I was so happy for her. Can't wait for the wedding.
When I was in middle school, I lived with my dad. He was a drunk who loved to gamble. Mom left him years ago. Dad told me she was cheating on him. I didn't know if that was true, but all I knew was that my mom abandoned me. Then one day, he brought home a girl named Allie. Her clothes were really dirty and she smelled terrible.
Hey, give her a bath!
So I did. She was actually pretty cute. I was surprised. Then her stomach started rumbling. You hungry?
Yeah, I haven't eaten in 2 days.
She was 10 years old. She was only 3 years younger than me. But she looked really young for her age. Probably because she wasn't getting enough food. When I cooked her some food, she started eating with her hands. So I taught her how to use a spoon and a fork.
That was good. What is it?
It's curry. You never tried it before?
Nope.
What do you eat at home?
I have no home. I live in a park. Sometimes Mom gives us old bread, but we usually go through garbage.
Okay, so you were homeless all this time, huh?
Yeah, she was homeless. Can you believe it?
Dad woke up from his nap and explained everything to me. Turns out Allie's dad lost a bet against my dad. He owed him $200, but he didn't have any money, so he gave him Allie. And Dad didn't even know him that well. I thought about calling the cops, but Allie said,
I don't want to go back there. It's so cold and dark there. Please, let me stay here.
She started crying. What now, Dad?
You decided. But if she wants to stay, she better work too.
What? I was still in middle school. I didn't know what to do. For the time being, I asked her to help me do things around the house. She was pretty good at it. She really made life easier for me. Dad could barely keep a job. By the time I started high school, he stopped working altogether. I went to night school and worked during the day to put food on the table. But I didn't make much. And my dad usually used it all on booze and gambling. So we were barely making ends meet. Allie was in charge of the budget. She worked really hard to keep us afloat, but it wasn't easy. A few years later, I turned 18. Allie was now 15. I wanted to make more money for her, so I decided to get a new job.
You're moving out?
Yeah, it's my new job, but I'll be back every now and then, so she didn't respond. Maybe she was just nervous. I didn't really think much of it. But then when my dad left, Allie started talking.
Hey,
Yeah?
it's Dad. These days, he keeps staring at me and it just feels really weird.
She was a grown woman now. She was really pretty.
And sometimes he touches me.
No.
And,
Huh?
I don't want to do that with him though. But I don't mind. I want your baby, Bob.
Huh?
I want to be with you, and only you. It's okay, we're not even related. And we can legally get married, you know?
I had no idea what to say to her. I was her big brother. I knew I had to protect her, but... Allie, listen to me.
Yeah?
It's not safe for you to be around Dad anymore. We should get you out of the house. Let's go to Child Services. They'll find a nice home for you.
What? I want to stay with you. I want to get married and have kids with you.
Allie, you don't even have a social security number. Plus, you're still a minor. We can't get married or have kids.
What?
But you can't stay here with Dad either. It's the only way. You should get proper help. That way you'll still be able to go to school. I'm sorry, but I can't think of anything else at this point. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll do as you say. But I still want to marry you. If I go to a foster home and do everything like you said, I can marry you someday, right?
I was about to say I'm not sure, but I kept my mouth shut and just nodded in silence. Allie seemed happy though. I took her to a foster home, then left town to start my new job. Dad called a few days later.
Where's Allie?
She left. I guess she realized that she went to a foster home. He didn't ask me anything after that. A few years later, Dad got sick. He told me to come back, so I got a new job and returned home. I was finally making enough money to provide for my family, but then Dad died. I had some money saved up, but I found out Dad still had a lot of debt when he died. I lost most of my savings after I paid off his debt. I cleaned up our house, got a new place, and moved out. Then one day, someone came to my door. It was Allie.
Bob, I've been looking for you.
She gave me a big hug. I was 24, and she was 21 now. Then she told me everything about herself. Allie's mom ran away from home when she was young. She lived on the streets, making a living as a hooker. Then she got pregnant and had Allie. After a little while, she got close to one of her clients. This was the guy that lost the bet against my dad. With her out of the way, her mom ran off with the guy she was seeing and moved out of town. I heard she's doing okay for herself now.
Mom called me the other day. She said that she'd take care of Social Security and everything, but she told me to stay out of her life.
That's terrible!
I know, but I didn't want to live with her anyway, so it's fine.
She was all grown up now. She was so beautiful. She looked nothing like the homeless girl my dad brought home years ago.
Don't you have anything to say to me?
Huh?
You said you'd marry me if I went to live at a foster home.
I guess.
I did everything you told me to. I waited until I was 18. And now I'm here. I've been looking for you all these years.
But you can do better than me, Allie. I got nothing. I have a dead-end job and I just lost all my savings. You deserve better.
I don't care about any of that, Bob. You're the one for me. You took me in and treated me like a real family. That's all that matters to me. I want to be your family, but this time, for real.
Allie and I got married after that. 2 years later, she got pregnant. I might not have the best job in the world, but that didn't matter. I'm just gonna do everything I can to provide for my family. My sister got married and left home a few months ago. But the other day, she came home with her kids. They were all crying.
I can't take this anymore.
I was home with my parents at the time. We were all really surprised to see her. We asked her what happened. We couldn't believe what we heard next. Her parents-in-law treated her like crap. None of us saw it coming though. They looked really nice. But her mother-in-law, Blair, harassed her every day. She had 2 beautiful daughters, but Blair said to her,
2 girls? I said I wanted a boy, you useless bitch.
"Can you believe her? Who says that to someone who just gave birth?" And she made her do everything around the house. And her father-in-law, Bob, wasn't helping either. He always stared at her whenever she was breastfeeding her baby. Sometimes he even walked in on her taking a bath. "Oh, sorry, I didn't notice." He was such a pervert. All of us were really upset to hear about all of this. And when she told us about Bob, my dad flipped out. But since they were letting her live there, she couldn't do anything about it. She asked her husband for help, but he didn't do anything. A normal person would probably move out of the house. But he was an abusive husband himself. He beat her all the time. She was under a lot of stress, and as a result, she had a miscarriage. This made it harder for her to get pregnant. But when Blair found out about this, she just said,
You've damaged the goods.
She couldn't stop crying. We were all furious. They seemed like a nice family on the surface, so we trusted them. We couldn't believe they would betray us like that. My parents got the relatives together and held a meeting. And all the relatives loved her. They all had her back. So when they heard about what happened, they were furious too. And I wanted to tear them apart myself. She was always so good to me. She was the best sister a kid could have. And so, we all got together and planned our revenge. There were about 50 of us. We were a pretty big family. The leader called them up and told them to come over to the house. He basically ruled this town. He was a very powerful man, even to those who weren't related to him. So they couldn't say no to him when he asked them to come over. The women in the house set up the meeting hall. Then her husband arrived with his parents. They looked terrified. There were big guys blocking the doorway, so there was no way out. Then the leader said, "You promised them that you'd take good care of Ali, didn't you?" He sounded calm, but I could tell that he was seconds away from exploding. "I did take good care of her," said the husband. Then my dad snapped.
Stop lying, you little shit!
Then he knocked him out on his ass. He jumped on top of him and continued to beat the crap out of him.
I heard what you did to my daughter! You're gonna pay, asshole!
I'm sorry! I'm sorry! His face was disfigured after he was done with him. Then my mom said to Blair,
I heard what you said to my daughter.
then she grabbed her hair and started pulling.
This is all your fault, bitch! She had a miscarriage because of you. You realize that, huh? Huh?
Her husband got beaten to a pulp and his mother lost half of her hair. Bob was sitting quietly in the corner, but the women surrounded him and started yelling at him.
What the hell is wrong with you, huh? You're a freak. Pervert. Shame on you. Go to hell.
They yelled at him for hours on end. A few hours later, we got hungry, so we ordered some takeout. But they only got a bottle of water and dog food. Then my sister came in. We tried to keep her out of this, but she insisted. Allie, help us! Just forgive us, okay? Then this will be all over. Please! He begged her to forgive him. She looked down on him and said,
Are you serious right now? After everything you guys did to me, I never want to see you guys again. You'll never see the kids again either. But you still have to pay child support, so better get to work.
Then everyone started yelling at them again. When it was finally over, they looked exhausted. Afterwards, the leader got my sister a really good lawyer. She got a huge settlement from the divorce thanks to him. She still had bruises on her body, so there was nothing her ex-husband could do. And his parents ended up paying her for damages too, for what they did to her. Turns out this wasn't the first time she tried to escape. Last time she tried, she got caught, and he locked her inside a room for weeks. He even took the kids away from her. So she played it cool for a while and tried again when their guards were down. And thanks to everyone's help, my sister was feeling much better now. Her kids seemed really upset at first. I mean, after what happened, can you blame them? But slowly, they started letting us in. Today, they're feeling much better. And so is my sister. She used to have nightmares about the domestic abuse, but not anymore. And I think knowing that everyone had her back helped a lot too. She started smiling more often. She barely smiled when she came here, so it was a big step forward. As for her ex-husband and his family, everyone found out about what they did to the leader's family. And although the leader didn't really do anything to them afterwards, they started losing clients. I guess the rumors spread like wildfire. Soon they went out of business. I later learned that the ex-husband being married to my sister really helped them with their business. That's why they were acting all friendly at first. But now the truth was out. They begged the leader to help them, but he told them to get lost. Good riddance.
Earlier this year, I started working at this company. There were 2 other guys that started there at the same times as me. Everyone there was really nice. Well, except for this one guy.
It's been 3 months already. Get your act together. You gotta do better than this. I'm not paying you to sit on your ass.
His name was Bob. He was the manager of our department. Apparently, he was friends with the CEO or something. He was causing me a headache.
You've been here for 3 months already. You still can't do this on your own?
Sir, but I thought this was your job.
You talking back to me now? I'm busy. I'm a manager here.
He was so strict against young guys. But, on the other hand...
You're so pretty. You getting married? You got a boyfriend? Got any plans tonight?
He was always harassing the young girls. And the other 2 guys that joined with me couldn't take him anymore and quit. 6 months later, I was the only one left. This sucks. Naturally, Bob started harassing me more often.
What the hell is wrong with you? I told you about this before. Do it again!
He always yelled at me for the smallest things. All I could do was apologize to him. Then my colleague came over and talked to me. His name was Tyler. He was worried about me.
Hey man, don't take it too hard. Bob's bald and ugly. He just feels insecure because you're young and handsome.
Ugh. Not sure how much more I can take. Maybe I should just quit.
Oh, come on now. Let's go out to dinner or something. My treat.
Steak?
Sounds good. Steak it is.
And so we went out for some steak. It was delicious.
Hey, do you drink? You can order some beers if you want.
Oh no, I'm actually allergic. I get rashes all over my body when I drink.
Ah, I see. I've heard about that. That's too bad, man.
Yeah, but that means I can eat more.
True, let's eat.
Thank you. When I was a kid, my mom put some wine in the stew and I got an allergic reaction. After that, she stopped using wine or anything that had alcohol in it. Well, sometimes she used it, but she boiled it for a long time before using it to make sure that all the alcohol was gone. Dad also stopped drinking in front of me. I kind of felt bad though. Dad loved to drink, so...
Hey, the New Year's party is coming up.
Yeah, I gotta attend, right? I'm the new guy, so... But I can't drink anything, and even a drop of alcohol can make me really sick. I'm just really worried.
I hear ya. I don't think it's mandatory. I'm sure it's fine if you don't come.
I was relieved to hear that, but it wasn't that simple.
Hey, guys! The New Year's party's coming up. I expect everyone to attend. The CEO is coming too. Again, attendance is mandatory. Don't embarrass me in front of the CEO!
This wasn't good. So I decided to tell him. I can't make it that day. I got this condition.
What? Why?
Well, see, I'm allergic to alcohol, so...
What? Stop lying. Stop being a wuss and man up. If you don't come, you're fired.
Okay, I'll be there.
Good. Glad you understand. Now get back to work.
I've never met the CEO before, plus I didn't want to get fired, so I decided to attend the New Year's party.
You alright? Bob can get pretty annoying.
Yeah, but I'll be really careful, so I'll be fine. Plus, I brought a mask, so...
Good. If you need any help, just let me know, okay?
Thank you. Good thing somebody was on my side. Tyler and I walked into the venue.
The company president is arriving soon. My seat is next to his, so don't sit there! Don't embarrass me in front of him.
He was excited to see the president. This is gonna be a long night.
Hey, just hand me your glass if anyone tries to give you anything, okay?
Said Tyler as the party started. Everyone was really nice and I was enjoying the party. Then the company president arrived. Everyone stood up and welcomed him.
Sir, it's good to see ya!
Hey, Bob, heard your department's doing well.
Thank you, sir. You can count on us.
I've never seen him smiling like that before. But then he started to frown. This can't be good.
But hey, I heard 2 new employees quit already. What happened there?
Well, sir, they just didn't have it in them. Young people these days. Oh, hold on. Hey, Joe! Joe! Come here!
Huh? Me? Bob told me to come over.
This is Joe. He's really tough. Hey, chug this. Come on.
He handed me a bottle of wine. Sir, I told you, I'm allergic, and...
What? Stop with that nonsense. Don't embarrass me in front of the company president.
Hey now, it's okay if you can't drink,
said the president.
No, sir, it's fine. He's just kidding. No worries.
Then he whispered to me,
Drink it now.
I had no idea what to do. Then,
Fine, just drink this tea then.
he handed me a glass of tea, so I drank it. Thank you. The tea came flying out of my mouth. Wait, this has alcohol in it?
Ha! Of course it does. What did you expect? And look, you're fine. You're not allergic to alcohol,
said Bob. But I was starting to have trouble breathing. I can't breathe. Then I started to get rashes all over my body. Everyone around me started to notice that something was wrong.
Joe, you okay? Someone call 911. Stop kidding around.
You okay, son? Someone call 911, now!
I heard everyone talking around me, but then I passed out. I woke up in the hospital. My mom was next to me.
Why did you drink alcohol? You could have died.
Well, then someone walked in.
Joe, you're up, thank God.
It was Tyler. Then the company president walked in.
Ma'am, I am terribly sorry for what happened.
Sir?
Everyone there told me about all the things Bob did. I'm so sorry. I had no idea. I'll deal with him myself, I swear it. So please, don't quit. I hear you're brilliant, so...
The CEO came and apologized to me in person. A few days later, I went back to work. I was a bit nervous, but Bob was nowhere to be seen. Hey, Joe! I'm the new manager. Good to have you back. Tyler was the new manager. Phew. He told me that Bob got fired. He was related to the company president, but he was useless anyways, so he got fired immediately after the incident. I heard he went back to live with his parents or something. Peace at last.
I have a son and daughter. They're in 5th and 2nd grade. One day we got an invitation to my daughter Ali's friend's birthday party. Her name was Blair. My daughter used to be really good friends with her, but recently she was being really mean for some reason. I asked Ali why, but she had no idea. She would say things like, "Ali, that's not fair! You're so ugly!" I asked Blair, "What are you talking about? What's not fair?" "She gets to spend time with Bob all day long!" I guess she had a crush on my son, Bob. Oh boy. Then one day I got an invitation to her birthday party, but it was addressed to Bob, not Ali. It also said Ali couldn't attend. What should I do about this? Then I ran into Ali's mom. Hello. Hey, Bob can make it to Blair's birthday party, right? He's all she talks about ever since they played together during summer vacation. I see. Oh, get her a Nintendo Switch for her birthday, okay? That's what she wants. A Switch? Those things are pretty expensive. She wasn't even a family, and she was being mean to my daughter. I saw no reason to buy one for her. Then she said, "Oh, bring a change of clothes, okay?" Huh? You mean for Bob? Yeah, he's spending the night. He was still in 5th grade. There was no way he was going to spend a night at a girl's house. But Blair's mom didn't seem to care. Blair says she can't wait. See you then. Then she left. I knew what he'd say if I asked him if he wanted to spend the night before.
Huh? Why would I want to go to a girl's birthday party?
He wasn't even going to the party, let alone spend the night there, so I told her. You want to take him away from Blair, don't you? What's wrong with you? Stop interfering. Think of Blair's feelings. You know she likes Bob, right? Why does he always have to walk to school with your daughter? Huh? Because she's still in 2nd grade. And it wasn't me. She told me he didn't want to go, so I can't force him. Fine, whatever. Just bring over the gift then. Huh? Why are you so surprised? You're always upsetting Blair. It's the least you can do. I had no idea what to say to her. She wasn't making any sense. Then I got a call from another friend. She told me that Blair's mom was going around telling people that I was getting her a Nintendo Switch for Blair's birthday. Yikes. I told her it was all a lie and that my son wasn't even going. She replied, "I see. She's always trying to leech off me too." I guess she was a troublemaker. I was kind of worried that she might try and do something to my son. I called up another friend to seek some advice. That's terrible. You want me to look after them on the day of the birthday party? She also said I should talk to someone at school. You should talk to one of the teachers too. I'll go with you if you want. Thanks, sounds good. I called up the school.
We should call a meeting.
So, that afternoon we all met up at the school. It was me, Blair's mom, and my friend Katie, and the teacher. I explained everything that happened to the teacher. Blair's mom didn't say anything. Maybe she knew she was screwed.
I see. Is this true?
The teacher asked Blair's mom. I sent her an invitation, but it was addressed to her daughter, Ali. Are you sure about that? I showed her the invitation she sent me.
Oh, I see. Care to explain? And why spend the night? It's just a birthday party, right?
Why not? What's the big deal?
Well, I mean, there's still an elementary school, and he said he didn't want to go, right?
No, I asked him and he said he didn't want to go to a girl's birthday party. And I told her that, but... How is this my fault? You should be grateful that my daughter likes your no-good son. I'm letting your son in. You should be thanking me. We don't really care, to be honest. And you insulted my son. I don't want him going to your house either. Screw you. You're uninvited to the party. Blair's got lots of friends anyways. She raised her voice. Then Katie said, "Same here. My daughter won't be there." Huh?
Excuse me, but I heard you were asking people to give your daughter really expensive gifts. Is that true?
Katie took out her phone and showed him all the messages she sent out to other moms. He looked upset.
Care to explain?
What? Kids these days don't want pencils and erasers for their birthdays. They want things like video games. Oh, I see. So I'm guessing you'll return the favor? You invited a lot of people to your party. You're gonna buy video game machines for all of them when it's their birthday? She couldn't say anything back to her. Forget you guys. Screw this. I don't want any of you there. In fact, no guests this year. We'll have a nice party as a family. She stood up and tried to leave, so we tried to stop her.
That's enough!
The teacher yelled. We all went silent.
Gifts aren't about how much it costs. It's the thought that counts. But if you go around demanding expensive gifts, your daughter's friends won't be able to come. Don't you get that? And Katie is right. What were you planning on giving the other kids for their birthdays? Are you gonna get them all video games?
Huh? I don't know.
That's what I thought. You're just trying to leech off of them. What do you think that's gonna do to your daughter, huh? Her friends will stop playing with her. You really want that for your daughter?
No. The teacher was always nice. He never yelled like this. So Blair's mom was pretty shooken up. Then she said, "I'm sorry," and left. The teacher apologized to us for raising his voice, but we were so grateful for the way he handled this. After that, everyone found out about what she did. Nobody showed up at her daughter's birthday party. Blair was really upset. She couldn't stop crying. Blair's mom went around apologizing to everyone after that. "I'm so sorry about everything. It'll never happen again." The other day, my sister Ali almost got killed by her relatives. She was allergic to crustaceans. It was pretty serious and life-threatening. When she got married, she told her parents-in-law about her allergy. And whenever there was a get-together or a dinner party, she was really careful and notified the host ahead of time. During summer vacation, she went to visit her parents-in-law with her kids. Then tragedy struck. She got rushed to the emergency room. My mom and I, Dad passed away, rushed to the hospital. Ali's husband Alex, my brother-in-law, was still at work. It was just her parents-in-law and her 2 kids who looked exhausted. I asked her mother-in-law, Blair, what happened. She just collapsed out of nowhere. Why is this happening? I'm so worried. Finally, the doctor came out. He said,
Looks like she ate shrimp.
"No way, she'd never do that. She's allergic." It all started when she was in junior high. She got rashes all over her body and got rushed to the hospital. She almost lost her life. Ever since then, she never ate another bite of crustaceans. The allergy was pretty serious. Just a hint of crustaceans, especially shrimp, was more than enough to put her in shock, so she was always really careful about what she ate. So how did this happen? At first, Blair said, "She probably ate it by accident." "No way! She'd never do that," I replied. Then Blair came clean. Turns out she slipped it in the soup on purpose. She went into shock, struggling to breathe. It must have been painful. They told me she was twitching on the floor in pain when the paramedics arrived. Fortunately, she made it out alive, but the doctor told her to spend the night at the hospital. "Why did you do that to her?" my mom asked Blair. She replied, "I thought it would help her with her allergies. I hear if you eat small amounts of it over time, your allergy goes away. Plus, being picky about food is a bad thing. It's not good for her kids." She just kept making excuses, one after another. We were speechless. How ignorant can a person get? But the doctor stepped in and said,
That's not how allergies work. You want to know how many people lose their lives because of someone like you?
"But my friend told me. She knows a lot about allergies, so..."
Fine, bring her to me then. You gotta get the facts straight. She could have died. You realize that?
"Doctor, aren't you overreacting a little? It's okay, she's a tough one." "Seriously?"
Like I said, she could have died. This friend of yours, you could have killed someone because of her. You realize that? You saw what it did to her, right?
Wait, it wasn't a friend actually. I saw it on TV. Blah, blah, blah.
Either way, it was a pretty decent amount of shrimp. This was no accident. I'm putting it all in the report.
But Blair kept making excuses. Then Ali's older son got up and said,
Grandma, you were laughing at her when she was struggling. I remember. You said she looked like a dying frog. You're trying to kill her. I wish you were dead, Grandma. You too, Grandpa. You were laughing with her.
"What? Seriously?" The kids started yelling at them. My mom and I helped them settle down.
Did he just tell us to die? Where did you learn to talk like that? Ali definitely raised them wrong.
Blair's husband flipped out. "My daughter got married to raise a family. She didn't sign up for this. Can't let this slide. You two stay away from my family. If you want to fight this, we'll see you in court." They couldn't say anything back to her. Afterwards, we talked to the doctor and went home. I really want to beat the crap out of them. I usually let my fists do all the talking. Mom, you kept a pretty cool head back there. I'm surprised, I told Mom. "Oh, I was furious. Trust me. I'm still enraged. They're never coming near my daughter again. Now, we just wait and see what Alex says." When Alex got to the hospital, his father tried to block him, but he knocked him out and rushed to Ali's room. When the doctor told him what happened, he smacked Blair.
What the hell? You could have killed her.
He was never the angry type. He never hit anyone, but this time, they crossed a line. Blair was in a lot of pain. I said it was an accident. She started crying after Alex struck her. But he didn't care.
Get out of my life, both of you.
And he cut all ties with his parents.
Son, how dare you? You hit your own mother. She's not my mother. You're a murderer. And you're trying to defend her? You're both dead to me.
Then he came over to our house to apologize.
I had no idea about any of this. I'm so sorry.
Ali should have talked to you. Did she ever tell you about any of this?
No, but I should have noticed. I'm so sorry.
He apologized again and again. Then he told us that he cut all ties with his parents.
It'll never happen again. I swear.
We decided to forgive him. The next day, Ali got out of the hospital before noon. We got there a bit early to keep an eye out for Blair and her husband.
Then the doctor came over and said,
I told them she's being discharged in the afternoon, so go on. Get out of here before they arrive.
he was so nice. Turns out his son had a serious allergy too.
Anyways, Alex got a new home and a new number in less than a week. He only gave out his contact info to relatives he trusted. He told me that his mother was always like this, making her own rules, and her husband could never say no to her. He said he never liked her. But Ali told him to be nice because she was still family. She was trying really hard to patch things up between Alex and Blair. But this incident really got to her. She said she didn't want to see Blair for a while. And her kids were still furious with Blair, so they basically cut all ties with her. Honestly, I don't think that was enough. You almost got killed. Maybe you should go to the police, I told Ali. But she said she didn't want anything to do with them anymore. Oh well, as long as she's happy, I'm happy. I'm just glad it's all over. But what kind of person does that to someone with allergies? It's beyond me. And how did someone like her manage to raise a decent person like Alex? Maybe they're not even related. Who knows?
Hey, can I have your laptop? Why would I give you my computer? Buy one yourself. This was my sister Ali. She was always like this thanks to my parents. She's your little sister. Be nice. They said. I was the quiet type who always kept to myself. My parents didn't like me very much. On the other hand, Ali was always smiling and outgoing, so they spoiled her. She was fat and ugly, but she spent hundreds of dollars on makeup and clothes. And she was dumb as hell, too. She almost got kicked out of high school. But since it was a private school, my parents just paid them to let her graduate. My parents always treated me like crap, so I stopped talking to them altogether. Books were the only friends I had.
Hey sis, I heard you got the best grade in the school exam. Mom and Dad are taking us out for some steak to celebrate.
That's a first. I didn't like spending time with them, but steak sounded nice, so I decided to join them. But I should have stayed home. This is it?
What, you got a problem?
Where's my steak? No steak for you. You just eat your vegetables.
Yeah, you don't want to get fat, right?
I knew it was too good to be true. They just brought me here to harass me. I didn't even know what to say to them anymore. I started ignoring them altogether. But they didn't like that. They started harassing me even more. They even started hitting me. I had a part-time job, but it wasn't enough to get my own place. And I wanted to go to college too, so I had to save up. And my parents were still paying for school, so I couldn't go anywhere. But when I became a senior in high school, my parents stopped paying for tuition. They didn't even buy me books anymore. So I started working longer hours. I stayed up all night and studied every day. I always got the best grades in my class. One day, I'm going to get my own place and go to college. That was the only thing keeping me going. Then one day,
Hey Katie, I need a favor.
what? Mom and Ali came up to me after I came home from work, and Mom went on to say, Listen, Ali got caught shoplifting today. So, the owner of the store is coming here right now, and I need you to take the fall for her. This will hurt Ali's permanent record. What about me? Who
cares about you? Go on, Ali, hide now. Don't come out until I say so, okay? Thanks, Katie. Then the store manager showed up. I'm terribly sorry about this, sir. Then she pushed me in front of the manager. He looked at me for a second and then smiled.
Nope, this isn't her. The girl I saw was a bit bigger.
How dare you talk about Ali like that? She's not fat. She's just... Oh, crap. What an idiot. Mom just blew the whole thing. I went to her room and dragged Ali out into the living room.
Yeah, she's the one. I got her doing it on tape. Give me back the book you stole now.
Shut up! It was just a magazine. It only cost $7. Oh, crap. What a dumbass. She just admitted to her crime. Sir, is this the book? I found it in her room.
Ah, yes. Thank you, Katie.
Huh? How do you even know her name? Yeah, and how did you know where our house was anyways? Wait, are you guys trying to frame us or something? What the hell is going on? They were so stupid. They seemed confused at first, but eventually they figured it out. I work at the general goods store right across from the bookstore. I always buy books there, so I knew him. Then one day he told me that someone's been stealing from him, so...
That's right. I was hoping to exchange some information about the shoplifter. Then we looked at the video footage together and, let's just say we were both really surprised.
What? You guys framed me? Screw you! Hey, Ali, you sure this is everything? I said to her. She started shaking. Mom looked super nervous. Ali, what is she talking about? Don't tell me there's more. What about all the allowance we gave you? Shut up! Shut up! I need to buy makeup and clothes. I don't have money to waste on magazines. Baby, I'm not mad. I was just... Fine. I'll go grab them for you then. All the jewelry and designer bags. No way you can buy all that stuff with just your allowance. And what about the necklace Mom gave you? A few months ago, Mom's necklace went missing. It was passed down to her by Grandma. Apparently, it was a pretty expensive piece of jewelry. And I saw Ali using it without her permission. Ali, just give it back, okay? That necklace means a lot to me. I sold it. What? I said I sold it, okay? You were gonna give it to me anyways, right? So what's the big deal? They got into a huge fight after that. Then Dad came home. He was bringing home a guest, an executive member of his company. This is going to be fun. They walked in. Mom and Ali stopped fighting and pretended like everything was fine, but...
Oh, didn't know you had a guest coming over. I'll come back again tomorrow to discuss your daughter's shoplifting.
Now everyone knew about it. Dad got a demotion after that. Then Mom kicked out Ali. You're not my daughter anymore. Get out of here. What? Are you serious, Mom? You said I was the most important thing in the world. I'm gonna be a celebrity one day, remember? Come on, Mom. You've got a criminal record now. You can't be a celebrity. They yelled at each other for hours. I just ignored them and packed my things.
Where do you think you're going, Katie?
I'm moving out. Bye. No, you're our only hope now. Please stay. We raised you. Screw you. Go to hell. They all went silent after that. How did I manage to pull this off? Well, the owner of the bookstore said,
There's an open room in one of the apartments I own. You can stay there if you'd like. It's close to your university too, so... My family treated me like crap too, so I know how it feels.
I was so grateful. The past 18 years have been a living hell living with them. But now they're gone. Time to move on with my life.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.